it's just they just get in the fucking way. They eat all your time, and it's you feel like a prick then, like, you know, because you're like, well, this is kind of important, and they're like, more than your children.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck off. You can't be bringing that shit into it, like.
But like, you have to spend so much time thinking about what you're going to do, planning what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and everything like that.
Well, I do most of that except for the how. That's
Yeah.
where I always fall down. How am I going to do it? I don't know. It's like this.
Yeah.
I mean, initially, this was like 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
Because Sebastian was getting of an age where he had to get out of the cot and get his
Yeah.
own bedroom. We've owned 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Junior has one. I was using one as a studio.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, and then an opportunity came. Someone, I think I was working on our stonemason at the time, and he says, why don't you get a container? And then my artist buddy Jim said, get a container. I was like, at least you should bring it with you, kind of thing.
Yeah. You catch it, pick it up.
Yeah, so I said, okay, so we got it, converted it, and then it was like, I had like a plan in the middle, like I was saying yesterday, in the middle of a page, there was like art studio.
Yeah.
And then there's like painting, there's like video,
Yeah.
painting and whatnot, and then conversations, and this is like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and then it just didn't happen, but then I got this, and
But COVID took a lot away that.
COVID is a cunt, and what annoyed me more about COVID is the people,
Yeah.
the way they just,
Didn't do it.
it's not, it didn't even question a damn thing. They just
Yeah.
went and took their medicine. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Am I crazy? Or, because I was like, what's, I think the first 2 weeks in,
Yeah.
I was thinking, this is bullshit, man. Now it could either be you want it to be bullshit, or there's something in you saying, there's something not right, not adding up.
Yeah.
So instead of going to government and shit, I go to an authority. I find out who's an authority on this particular thing globally.
Yeah.
I know it would be some lad from Belgium, I think, but
Yeah.
he's based in America these days. And he was like, there was just so happened to be 2 interviews with him. One before the shit hit the fan,
Yeah.
because there was rumblings. And he's like, no, this is just a bad flu. If you want to be proactive, you get those who are with the underlying those who suffer badly from the flu are the ones you want to
Flu injection.
just sort them out, kind of, and everything should be fine. And then they're like, so why are all the politicians going crazy? He goes, I don't know, I think we need therapy. And then I watched the second one then, and then he was brought on a TV chat show in America, and he was lambasted over his surname. They didn't even talk about what he can
Do.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, why would they do that? You know, if you put it into context. So I was like, straight away, this is bullshit. And this is just some kind of power grab from someone. So I was like, I ignored all the bullshit. And there's no way the kids are getting any of that shit. And, fuck it. 2 weeks off is my fucking ninja balloon fine. Simple as that. I'm just gonna shut that thing there.
Yeah.
Well, I was like saying yesterday to Dion is on about doing a podcast of his own,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to encourage it.
Yeah.
Get him, get the creative juices flowing and get
Yeah.
structure to the fucker. But he's waiting now to get this perfect laptop. He's waiting now to get this perfect microphone. And I'm like, you have a very good phone, better than my phone. That's a production team right there.
Yeah.
I said, just get stuck in. There's no such thing as the perfect time. If
No.
the idea's there, goals,
Go. Yeah.
and figure it out.
Yeah.
The frustration is in education, because all those problems you encounter. I mean, there's probably 10-year-olds online who are just geniuses at this shit.
But look at the other way now. Look at Apple. They start off in the garage. They didn't wait for the perfect office, the perfect system,
Exactly.
the perfect everything like that. They started off in the back of a garage and worked out. Microsoft did the same thing. He started off in the garage. Amazon started off in the back of the garage.
Everyone of note has done it. They just get on with it.
You get on with it and just start.
But these people who are like, no, I'm going to wait now and suss everything out.
Yeah.
And sure, look, it's I get that when I'm doing the painting. If I get a great idea,
Yeah.
I say, no, I'm going to do it right now because I don't want this to be a mess.
Yeah.
So I'm going to plan it, I'm going to understand it, and by the time I get to the canvas, I'm like,
I don't know what to do.
there's no magic, there's no energy.
Yeah.
It's just work, and if it's like that, it's not right.
No.
This one, I just went straight at it.
Yeah.
The reason for it was I was looking to get, because on my the logo actually, because I don't want to have a horse logo because it's not equine art, it's artist.
Okay.
So I didn't want to be pigeonholed. I want to be able to do whatever I want to do.
Buildings, horses, animals,
The whole lot.
guitars,
People-
music, people, everything
Yeah,
else.
so I figured, a crow flying through flames, there's a lot of symbology about that. I like
Yeah.
it, it's got energy, and that was my logo. It was part of a painting that failed because of I planned it.
Yeah.
And so I took the little photo that I had, that's all I've left
Yeah.
of that painting,
Yeah.
and I was there with Lucy. I said, we'll get this company that makes these backdrops
Yeah.
with that picture on it.
Yeah.
But apparently the picture was so small, the
Okay.
information.
You can make with the pixel with too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then the price they were looking for it, and I'm like, penny drops then. I said, I have a large enough canvas there that's not going anywhere. It's a
Yeah.
disaster with painting.
Yeah.
So I was in here, I threw it up in the easel, got a bit of charcoal. I had the logo on the phone, and I was like, da 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 da.
If you had a little projector and put it up there, you could have traced it out perfectly.
Yeah, but there was no need
Yeah.
because it kind of embodies now everything that I wanted it to. I just got a knife,
Yeah.
the palette knives,
Yeah.
and I didn't use I might have used the brush here and there, very
Yeah.
minimal, because it was just all about that.
Yeah.
And there you go, the presto.
Like my wife's business is a garden centre,
Yeah.
and the logo for that is a blackboard.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because with paintings like this, I can be sitting anywhere and looking at that, and I can make things. It's like you can nearly project stuff.
Yeah.
But you can see it and you can touch it and you show. Like when you're looking at the clouds. Oh, do you see this?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? So it's a cool vibe. I like it.
So will you put that in the corner, or will you put it as a backdrop, or what you going to do as your stuff?
Well, it's hanging there now to dry.
Yeah, but we'll take a picture of that now for your logo.
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
And will you put it in a certain spot then and sign it with your oil paintings, or what are you going to do?
I don't know yet. I don't
Are you going to put on the back of it, kind of get an imprint of the canvas, but put your logo on the back of it as a kind of thing on the back of it?
No, that's just for the digital world, really, more
Yeah.
than anything else. It's that as a logo will go,
Yeah.
but as a letterhead and stuff like that, I don't know if it would work as well. It's very Nazi like or something. Just have these two. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's too regal, and I don't know. We'll see. I mean, those guys doing the websites and stuff come up with logos, and I don't know. We'll see. But I've got so many things just.
Buzzing.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
So sure, look, it'll work out in the end.
Oh, it will.
So once that's dry, it's nearly there. Like once all the oil paints that I have on the go are dry, I'm going back to acrylics because this fucking drying time is like,
Well,
and the
it's
smell in here then sometimes
a
can be.
killer this time of year, because there's no drying down this time of year.
Actually, most times of the year, it's just a fucking pain. And you know what? The acrylic paint is more expensive than the goddamn oil paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crept up a lot. When I was getting, I'd buy it in a tub like a half litre or a litre.
Mm-hmm.
I usually try to get the white and the paint spray in a litre because
Yeah.
I'd use
You love
most
it.
of them because I like to do a black and white and then put washes over it.
Yeah.
But I put it on as thick as that. I always painted as if it was
Pink
oil,
headed.
like
Yeah.
so it just adds certain gravitas to it, like. But I mean, did you ever do sketches and drawings and the like?
Yes.
Because I imagine as an architect that the origins would be there somewhere.
You have to be able to sketch,
Yeah.
or you have to be able to be creative with your mind as to what you want to do in the whole lot of it.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah, because I started off quite young, 12, 13, sketching houses and drawing houses.
Alright.
And I have a nephew now who's 8, and he's doing the same thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's sketching the house, sketching his
Isn't
inside
it
the
funny
house.
how it's always in the circle?
There's a nephew of my wife's side,
Right.
like no blood relation of mine, but
Yeah.
he's still very interested in digging stuff out of Lego. I start off with Lego,
Right.
and when I was what, 7 or 8,
Yeah.
building stuff out of Lego and making stuff and working on from there. And that got me interested in it.
And when did you get your first, we'll say, hero in that world?
Oh, my first. While I was in college studying when I was about 20.
Yeah.
I started off there, and I started working for an architect firm when I qualified in Mallow, Kevin O'Keefe. I spent 12 months there with Kevin, and he showed me the route of what to do, how to get through it, do the maths part of it, the planning part of it, and the whole way through. Like, so the massive learning experience for me.
I bet.
And it was local. That was the most important thing.
Yeah.
And it was in a nice, medium-sized office that you could learn.
Yeah.
Like, if you went to the big offices,
Pressure.
no, you're left doing that's all you're doing every day.
Right.
In the medium office, you were seeing this, seeing that, you were taking out the site, you were taking everywhere with different people to show you exactly what was happening and how it was being done in the whole lot.
That was very interesting, was it?
It was very good. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a great start to where I was. I moved into Limerick, into McNamara's Law Limerick, and that went into bigger projects,
Right.
housing estates, commercial buildings, industrial sites. And when I was there, then I got landed with a project in Tipperary, worth about 400 million, between two of us, and
That's a bit of a responsibility.
yes, a very big responsibility. There was three of us, four of us working on it, and that was it. You were doing, as they were building, you were on the next building and on the next building and on the next building, and that was a mixture. You had to do an awful lot of learning for that because there was shops there. There was creche there, so you had to learn all the rules and regulations for them.
Yeah.
There was kind of a Woody's, there was expert electrical stores, then your small industrial units then as well for your tyre companies and all that kind of stuff. And you had to learn the regulations for that. Then you went to kind of drive-through restaurant,
Yeah.
like Supermax or McDonald's was going next. There was a nursing home, there was a
Everything in there, isn't
medical
there?
centre, an advanced technology unit, hotel. So you're doing each project along the way.
Huh.
So you had to learn everything as you went along, which made it so much harder, as I say.
Was it
Being
time
only
consuming?
oh yeah. You started 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you finished at maybe 10 o'clock at night, 6 days a week.
Well, before all of that, you have the interest in the architecture and
Yeah.
all of that. Were you awake to it or were you influenced?
I got my influence kind of from one building in near halfway between Charb and Butfield. It's on Crofts Farm.
Right.
There's a house below there that was burnt down years and years ago. And whenever I was passing it, I always loved to see that house being ready and finished. And started sketching that house up, and that got me more and more into it, into the architecture part of it.
Do you know when I got into stonemasonry?
No.
The night I met the guy who showed me, who took me into stonemasonry, I was out because I saw the load of sketches, big drawings,
Yeah.
ink and pencil, of all the old buildings in and around town and the bridges.
Mhm.
I saw about, I think 10. They were like £80 a piece.
Yeah.
There was one funny story actually where I convinced the solicitor that he wanted it, but he was flaming. He was only talking about it, and I went into the next day, here's the picture you were talking about last night that you ordered. And he goes, did I? Yeah, you were talking about it. Okay. But off the strength of that, then I went out that evening because I was bored. 'Cause
Yeah.
all my buddies were off doing college and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just doing paintings one night. And I met these guys at a pool tournament. They're mad.
Mm-hmm.
Mental from the Lake District. I mean, and, that's how we got into the stonework. Yeah.
Like, and how your stonework has developed along the way.
Well, it's
You're dealing with people
What's-
you're dealing with people like us.
yeah,
Who
breaking
design-
my brain.
Yeah, who design buildings and make things as easy as possible, but as hard as
Not
possible.
at all do you make it easy. In no way do you make it easy because it's easy when you're imagining it on paper.
Yes.
But you seldom understand the nature of the stone you might pick or the
Yeah.
angles you want up down. Like why are you doing it like that? Just for the sake of it? Because I'd be looking at it. I'm not just showing up putting stone on stone.
Yeah.
I'm always like, where did I get the idea? How
Yeah.
did this come to be? And investigating it visually and every other way. But it's like, that's just acting a maggot now. What this design is. I mean, there's just no need for that. I don't be understanding the shape.
Concept behind it.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Because sometimes it seems like it's like some kind of mental masturbation. It's like, why the fuck are you doing that? it's ugly and it's this and it's that. We were doing one way up the country a few years ago, and this young uppity architect wanted all red brick on a huge, massive wall in the middle of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a march just up the road from it,
Mhm.
and the owners were like, "We prefer stone."
Yeah.
You know, because it's more in keeping with the area and stuff.
Yeah.
But your man was adamant it should be brick.
Yeah.
They won out in the end and told him, no, it's going to be stone. But I was like, that'd be like a mental institute in the middle of nowhere, you know what I mean? So when I meet people like that, and his attitude, he had this fucking ugly attitude. And I was thinking, it's his age, and you know, maybe he's just trying to project this
Yeah.
confidence, but he was not. It was you know, like, and if we question him, then he'd look at you as if you're only the help. Who the fuck you to question me? You're only trying to make conversation.
Well, it's like this. I feel myself as a professional. I listen to the guys who are doing the work
Yeah.
as well, because they've seen it before. They say, "Come here now, stop there." And I was like, "No." He said, "If we do this, this, and this to make life a lot easier for everybody."
And it'll look as good or
Yes,
better.
yeah, a lot better. And fair enough, we work around things and work with people.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you start putting, as I said, the hammer down, people just get fed up with it.
Oh, 100%. I
And
mean,
they don't care.
I find I get twitchy as fuck if I'm on a job for more than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because usually you're in and you,
I know. So
In your
the
head.
job we're working on at the moment.
Jesus Christ, it's like I get this fever come over me in 3 weeks. Like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, you can see your stonework is actually trying to change as it goes along. Yeah.
But it's yeah, it's
But the client is happy with what you're doing, the stonework.
yeah. Well, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But like, you can see what the client is doing.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's the only reason I still go there. Because
Yeah.
I can see what they're doing, and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck. When I can imagine it, it's like
When it's
a
going to be
visual-
finished.
Yeah,
When it's going to be finished, it's going to be,
awesome.
yeah.
It's going to be unusual for me anyway, because I've never been on a job. Well, aside from there was one or two, but they were hotels, like you know
Yeah.
what I mean. And
That's what I used to do, is hotels all the time. you see, so-
but this is like it's unique,
yeah.
and it's for me. It's like
It's going to be your masterpiece. of
Oh
a painting.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
proud out to have that front and center on your CV or whatever you want to call it, and the fact that you're the only one laying the stone there,
Yeah.
and the scale of it, you know, because a lot of people will go to that job and they'll say we better get about 10 stone masons in
Yeah.
there, and that's it, and they go hell for leather.
Yeah, they go ahead for leather, but then it doesn't give time for the client. If something comes up along the way, okay, we're going to change this. small bit.
Exactly, yeah.
It doesn't
yeah.
give time to.
'Cause their timetable will clash with your
Yeah.
well your creative buzz as well.
Yes.
Because you want to see it develop and say, oh, maybe on paper it was great, but now that I see it, I'm not happy
Can we
about
put a
it.
little cubby hole there and the stonework and do
Exactly,
this,
yeah,
that, and the
yeah.
other thing.
Like with the arch that I suggested over the fireplace, which I think is, because it's such a, it spans such a distance, it would be so impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And look, that's the grandioso effect from the building itself.
see.
'Cause when you're in the building, and it's like, now with the big wall done,
Yeah.
and the windows where they're cut out, it looks savage.
But like when you walk in the door now, into the porch area, you're bending down
Yeah,
the porch. Right, when you walk into the main house, you won't know where to look because you'll have the stone on both sides.
Yeah.
Go up. You have two big gable windows,
Yeah.
and you got then when you turn around, you're going to have this wall of stone right behind you.
Yeah.
So you
I
can
look
actually,
at-
see the whole lot from the ground up.
Yeah.
How far is this? 5.5 meters of stone.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking a lot. I haven't even measured it then. But it's no, it's at the start when I was dealing, because a lot of the stone is rough as fuck, as you
Mhm.
know. But when you get beauties out of it,
Yeah.
and I'll be very like in my head, I wanted it as tight as possible.
Possible, yeah.
But then it's like that affects. That's like a spanner in the works, that approach. So it's like you gotta let the stone be what the stone is, and
Yeah.
I had to dictate the build, because I was like, there'd be a few there. I remember you giving out about chippings and
Yeah.
stuff going in, and I was like, we need slate.
Yeah.
We got slate,
We got it.
and then it's just like it speeds things up.
Yeah.
And when you step back, because I was so into the
Yes.
detail, it was starting to annoy me. But when I step back, then and you'd be thinking that looks horrible. But when you step back and you get off the scaffold and you're looking up, and you're like, wow, that looks pretty impressive.
Like the difference between the stone being wet and being dry
Unbelievable.
is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
How the stone changes naturally.
How it
itself.
breaks as well. It's just like, I had, you know, when you got the stone breaker there, I
Mhm.
got like maybe 15 large enough stones, and I was thinking, I just need to cut the arse off
Yeah.
of him and this off of him, and he'll look a beautiful
Perfect.
cornerstone. And next thing, it crumbles like wet sugar or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's soaking. Then you
Yeah.
on a hot day, you bring it in, and it's like snap, 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 perfect.
Yeah.
But it's not always like that. It's more crumble, snap, snap. But no, the stone itself, even because I was looking at the entrance every day and waiting for the gate to open, and it's like it just wouldn't work like that for me in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's stronger looking in the house than
Yeah.
what it is on the entrance. The
Yeah.
entrance is nearly
Cut stone.
it's, it's too, I don't know, it's just it doesn't go for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually you can look at something and it makes sense.
Yeah.
And because it's like the shape, the scale,
Mm-hmm.
there's a contradiction there, if you know what I mean.
Well, don't forget now that entrance had to be modified halfway through
Yeah.
due to the piers being 4 inches too high.
But even I think it's the piers that kind of set off that whole notion
Yeah.
that the stone on the piers,
Mhm.
it's too small or something. And then I don't know, but each to their own, you
Each
know
their
what I
own,
mean?
yeah.
But I like the stone. The stone is beautiful.
Mhm.
But I like the dirty look on some of it as well.
Yeah.
I'd be inclined to leave that alone because it has that. There's a nice natural kind of rough, rugged, protective kind of vibe off
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And then with the shape that you're putting it into the house,
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome.
But
when it's
like,
finished.
the house is going to be a warm house.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have your thermal mass inside the house to carry the heat for the winter and for the night.
Yeah.
And like, that's the biggest problem going forward with people. They're insulating houses the inside.
Yeah.
They have no thermal mass to avoid the heat. So the heating will stay going all the time.
And as we're finding out this winter, do you know what's this with the no cold bullshit? What a nonsense fucking move that is. Actually, do you know that they're always on about the CO2 levels
Yeah.
globally? This is the lowest they've been in 600 years.
Yeah.
This is a fact. But the politicians are trying to have you believe like, oh, we're on the fucking brink,
But come here,
and they're getting rid of things like coal and stuff.
Ireland.
Will make no difference if we did nothing at all.
It's like a grain of salt
The
in the whole world.
The Irish politicians are deluded.
It doesn't.
I don't jive with them
I
at all.
don't.
Look, we're being conned.
Yes.
We got conned with COVID, we're getting conned with this bullshit. It's all more taxes then will come in from somewhere. So it's just a scam, man. That's my belief. I can't wait for the fuckers to come knocking at the door for votes. I'm gonna get the dogs out straight away. Sick and boy.
The problem is, who's going to be good enough to win there?
No, that's the problem, full stop. You can get fucking Jesus Christ himself to go in there and he'll be corrupt within 2 months. So you gotta disassemble the whole system
Yeah.
and put in a new system. And career politicians shouldn't be allowed. And inheriting your father's fucking seeds shouldn't be allowed. All of that is bullshit. It gets too clicky, and now it's like the boys' club. It's a fact. It's just rotten to the core. In my opinion.
But yeah, like I'd say, who would you put in there from the outside now?
How big a government do you want in this day and age? Do you think we need? Because they're overreaching in a lot of things now that they've no fucking business overreaching. I think they should be shrank down to hell, and I think to Europe, bye bye, be an independent fucking nation. Why not?
We can't afford it.
Well, we can't afford it. Yet they're banging the drum about the North for the last how many years now? And Mary Lou McDonald is pushing the narrative like a United Ireland. What the fuck is that? You can't afford what you have. Go on, taking on the rest of it.
Yeah.
But no, I think you need to start thinking outside the box. Look at the farmers.
Yeah.
They're getting fucking crippled. They've been paid not to farm half of them.
Okay, we'll go around another way now and look at the farming part sector of it. They're blaming the cows, fleet as we call it, for causing deaths in the country.
That's just a cartoon, like.
Yeah. Okay. There is businesses out there, small businesses, okay, that do farming work on farms. Might employ 1 or 2 people. What they would burn in about 7 or 8 years in fuel a jet will burn in 24 hours.
Yeah. On its way to Davos.
Okay, so that compares that. So the problem is they can't stop the planes because they need them themselves.
And they don't need the farmers.
And they don't need the farmers because they don't need food on their table. Because they're going to go down this plant-based food.
They can shove that right up their fucking jacksie because, number one,
They can grow meat in a lab, kind of.
no, that's just not natural.
No,
Get your fucking meat the way you get your meat from
Yeah.
like hundreds of years ago. That's not affecting nothing.
Yeah.
All this climate is bullshit that they're talking.
yeah,
If I had the power tomorrow, I would say, right, let all the farmers be. I'd actually set up a campaign to make more farmers.
yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of farms out there that aren't at
No.
full capacity.
No.
And I do everything to make them be at full. That's
The
the
problem-
backbone of the country.
Yes, but the problem is we're actually generating too much food in this country for the amount of people that eat it
In this country.
in this country.
Well, there you go. You can export it to other countries.
Yes, but that's the problem is now is they're trying to import for this from Brazil and all these areas into Ireland as well for this the world trade and all
The
this.
fuck world trade. Look, you make your food at home for the people at home, and the excess is exported.
Yeah.
You don't export the best of our shit and then get a lower grade meat in from another country.
Yeah,
Now think of all the transportation of all of that in the first place.
yeah,
Why can't we just feed our own, house our own,
yeah,
and then worry about other people?
yeah.
What's so hard about that for people to get like in government?
Mm-hmm.
This rack coming out the other day banging on about fucking all these poor misfortunates in the war conflict.
Yeah,
If they showed such gumption for their own, I'm sure they'd have been voted in every time.
mm-hmm.
But there's no understanding, there's no attempt to understand why they're in, well, it's probably because government's fault in the first place. But I think governments, they're not working for the people anymore. If they ever did even. Because I remember back to Charlie he's sitting there like a fucking school headmaster telling you fasten your belt and do it this way while he's flying to Paris getting new shirts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they've all been the same, if not worse. So I think, do we really need government?
We do need government, but do we need people with qualifications?
Not school teachers.
No, so you get school teachers now, but
They belong in a school, not in a fucking government.
we need something. We'll just pick a few people now. These are just saying a few people now who have run businesses and gotten big. You've Michael O'Leary right here.
Oh God. I don't know how that will go.
You've JP McManus,
Yeah,
Magner,
yeah.
what's the name from Dublin? The fellow who owns a tree at one stage. He's not a billionaire above there. They're all business people. The country is a business.
Yeah.
Okay? We should be able to run the country as a business, not as a...
Whatever fucking
Yeah.
Europe wants it to be.
Yeah. Every country is a business. It brings in money from taxes.
But there's smarter
and
people
from-
than us that surely know this is the case, and
But
they
the-
still sidestep at every given opportunity.
But there's probably people above there advising them what to do and things like that.
Unqualified, I'd say.
I don't know about
Because their actions, see, I never listen to them. I look at their actions, and their
Yeah.
actions are atrocious.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. Look at that hospital development in Dublin, for example. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How does that happen? How is that allowed to happen?
No, there are a lot of things with developments like that.
I understand things are complicated, but it's
No.
not really that complicated. It's very simple. We need a hospital for this amount of money. Can you do it? Yes or no? End of.
No, that's wrong now. Because it all depends on what we've done in the background. We'll just take a few things. We're building a hospital. Children's Hospital. We send it out to Tinder. Okay? And Tinder's come back
Yeah.
for those drawings. But then what happens is somebody comes in and says, no, we must change the drawings, change something, change this, change that. Certain things weren't done it. So that's extras. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
And another charge for drawings again.
Another charge for drawings, another charge for everything, and the whole lot. And then the company who has got the contract for doing it goes for the extras, then for the changes and everything like that. There's an open checkbook thing.
Yeah, it is. I can those jokes.
That's it. And that's what happens. That's what happened in Children's Hospital above. more likely, in my opinion. Those changes made, and is knocking on.
That's a fucking disgrace. I just don't like when they be attacking things like
But then it's built the wrong place.
everything is wrong. Everything is wrong.
No, well, no, this is what I was told. No,
Dublin gets rich first, then something might trickle to Cork and then Galway because of
Yeah.
the port towns.
Yeah.
That should be
The,
like
the children's hospital should be built in the countryside, just outside the city, somewhere near the M50. The easy access
yeah.
for everybody to get access from the rest of the country and Dublin into it.
Dublin only thinks about Dublin.
But it's still in Dublin, which is on the M50. To my knowledge, back in the time it was done, some farmer on the M50 offered to give the land for free for the hospital.
Right.
We said no, they're going to go into the city. Because
And you've all the religious nonsense about the ownership of it or something, isn't there?
you never mind that part of it now. All the
So it's pretty significant part.
consultants couldn't be in the children's hospital and in the city at the same time. Now they're not too far away from each other inside the city, if you want to say it.
Yeah.
If they were going to be in the children's hospital, they're going to have to stay outside the children's hospital and stay there full time.
Why don't they just hire folks for that? That'll do that.
Yes.
Because I mean, from what I've gathered, there's an Australian medical crowd up handing flyers around for all the nurses in Dublin to fuck off to Australia,
Yeah.
and they were getting way better conditions,
Yeah.
better pay, better
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
And then some idiot in government is complaining about that. Like, how dare they? Well, if you may take care of them in the first place, they wouldn't have their head turned, would they?
Should have dying from outside in Australia, dying from
Yeah.
London because they're well trained.
Yes, they are well trained, and they're. It's like they have. I always maintain with nurses and stuff like that. It's kind of a vocation as well, you
Mhm.
know. It's
Yeah.
You're drawn to it. It's just
Yeah.
that is what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
It's like art.
Yeah.
That's what I'm meant to do. And yourself with the. Well, you do so many different. You've got how many hats have you got?
So that's where it goes.
That's why I go into my little bubble. And I hide.
Yeah, but that's to say, as I said, that's what the story with the hospital's architecture. They should have built that outside the country.
You should have done a lot of things.
Like over in England, a lot of the hospitals are built outside the countryside, just outside the city. All the
Yeah, I mean, why
private
don't they just look across to where it's worked before and
Yeah.
just take a few notes? Say,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's a good idea what they did there. We should look at ours and then implement certain elements that would work here.
Now we're going to do a 360 here. This now you were talking about a container here
Yeah.
for your studio.
Yeah.
Look at the World Cup and the stadium outside in Dubai, 974, 973 or something it's called. The 973 containers put together to build a stadium.
I have actually not even looked. I think the closest thing I've looked at now was Messi's goal yesterday on the World
And they
Cup.
can dismantle the whole lot of it tomorrow morning and take it away. Job done.
Efficient.
Efficiency. They could do the same thing with hospitals. They're doing it in Mallow at the moment. They brought it in modules and built the hospital out of modules.
Legoland, basically.
Legoland, yeah. Everything's built off site. You come in, drop in the modules, roof it, job done.
You still need planning for that.
Yeah,
If you can move it so easily.
Yeah, it's a fixed structure. We have foundations and everything down for it. It's a fixed structure, you need planning. But that's that. Makes it so simple.
Yeah, yeah.
Look in China, the time was in China, the time of the COVID outbreak. In 2 weeks, the hospital built.
Well, China now is. I hold opinion on China because there's a lot of propaganda against China, and I always had a fascination with Japan and China from like when I was doing like my little drawings and stuff. It was all Japanese prints because
Oh, yeah.
I learned about that with Van Gogh and Monet
Yeah.
and their fascination with the colours and stuff. So and then you the samurai culture in Japan, and then China's right there, and then so I was always kind of adoring
Yeah.
those two countries, but now with all this, I suppose it is just bloody propaganda. It's just I always thought I'd end up in America because I had this, you're seduced
Yeah.
by the whole American dream. But then, in the early teens, for whatever reason, my mind found places where there was information and
Yeah.
changed your whole perspective on America, and it's like, I'm not going there. It's
Yeah.
fucking loony bin. And it's like, I prefer old Europe now than anywhere else. But if I was to go outside of that, it would be Japan or China.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking, better wait till things calm
Calm
down.
down, yeah.
Because the world's gone. Russia would be another place I'd love to go. I did a job for a young farmer up the country there a few years ago. They have I don't know what he called them, they're the biggest fucking bull things I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know if they're bulls, but that's all they were kind of, he was
Yeah.
doing other stuff. Down by the houses where I was doing this big curved wall, I called it my Picasso wall. And he went to Russia and he was just, couldn't speak highly enough because, you're going with architecture over there, man. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Awesome looking stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got caught up in a lot of these videos because when you be on YouTube and I'm trying to get something playing while I can go do stuff.
Yeah.
And if something of interest hits your ear, you can look at it and then you can tag it for later
Yes,
on
yeah.
instead of watching movies and shit. And there was a lot of architecture, like old architecture,
Yeah.
like and the natives of X, Y, and Z, like
Yeah.
when the cliff has been turned into a village
Oh,
on
yeah.
the face of it
Yeah.
and shit like that, and
Yeah.
the Mayans and all of this
Yeah.
stuff. It blow your mind, and this is like, there's no fucking health and safety.
Oh,
You don't
no.
know how they did this, and then the pyramids. So it's like, would it be right to suggest that the buildings of today are so low grade to like 200, 300, 400 years ago, even 1,000 years ago?
We'll go, yeah, we are, because of two things. Money is one.
No, I don't know about that.
Yes.
Well, so
People can't afford it.
when I say, I don't mean like buildings like houses and stuff. Well, there are
Yeah.
estates. I mean, I've worked on some estates and the houses are just like fucking pokey.
It's just like it now. I talked to men a week ago, and we're talking about houses in housing estates
Yeah,
and what they're costing to build.
right.
Just
Well,
to-
right now when inflation is through
yes,
the fucking
that's the
roof.
thing, yeah. Back in 2002, 2003, 2004, around that time,
Yeah,
a house was roughly about 50 grand to build. Okay?
yeah,
Just to build it, no site, that's no services, no nothing like that, just to build it.
yeah.
Now you're talking 180.
Because of cost of materials.
Cost materials, cost of labour,
Labour.
and inflation.
Labour. Well, I must have a look at that because my prices are. I was doing a thing recently and I was told that, they asking out a few people
Yeah.
would they do it, and this guy was like 3 times fucking more than what I was thinking. What? But then in my head I was thinking he put that price in because he doesn't want to do the fucking job.
Yes.
Because I mean I know enough guys in the everyday
Yeah.
who you have a
You
good
have a
idea of what
ballpark
yeah.
figure.
And this one was just
He
he's
didn't want
just
to do
like
it.
I don't want to do that. But your man believed it full whack. Oh Jesus, he must be doing very well. I doubt it. He's busy, but he's not.
But it comes down to then with the site, services, everything on top of that. The middleman must make a few quid in profit,
Yeah.
and you're talking 300,000 for a house.
It's fucking nuts.
How'd you pay for it?
It is absolutely nuts. But I mean, it's like the government seem to have cut away their responsibilities to their people. Like back in the 80s or 60s even, they were building house estates all over the country.
Mhm.
And today they're good housing estates. The houses are good.
Labour's gone.
There's a lot of things gone.
Labour's
We've
gone just.
exported our knowledge.
Yeah, or Labour's gone to England, Dubai, and
Australia.
Australia, and America.
It's sad.
And we've no younger generation coming up.
No.
That probably is there. Everybody's been sent to college. All for these tech jobs with Facebook, with
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah.
all them. Anyway, after them, but there's actually nobody actually do the.
There's no trades.
No
The trades are suffering terribly because, like you said, they're not being filled up.
Yeah,
Because it's not cool to do a trade.
yeah.
You got to go to college, be this, that, and the other, and they mightn't actually have it in them to. There's just
The
some
job-
people
the
are
job-
cut for that, and some
the-
people are cut for that.
The jobs are not going to be there for when they come out.
They'll be there somewhere in
Yeah.
the world. You know what I mean? I always maintain once you have a trade, you just need the will to travel, and
Mhm.
you
You
do
make
okay. You know
money,
what I mean? It's not about getting. You won't be rich. Well, some people will, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You won't starve.
No. But like that's the problem. Our trade. That's why people are trying to do. Like I know a man who got two 40-foot containers
Yeah.
like this and built his house out of it.
Really?
Another man above the north of Ireland has done it.
I thought, no, the climate we have here would just not work. I'd see a lot of them in America
Yeah.
and like, wow. But here we just, I didn't think we'd have the climate for it.
It's only one bed.
But still, it's like, it's such a damp cold here as opposed to a crisp cold.
It doesn't matter the cold because your container has been clad on the outside. You're being insulated on the inside.
I should have done that, like fucking insulated the inside. I'll have to put a bit of space there. Every inch matters. Like.
Yeah. They can clad on the outside, insulated on the inside, join together, cut your holes where your windows are, and off you go. There's a company blown in kind of down West Cork. They do containers all the time. Is it my cabin or something like that they're called? They do containers, they weld in the windows for offices and everything like that, yeah.
Sure, but up the ploughing matches that they had some unbelievable exhibitions of the containers
Yeah.
for whatever you needed
Yeah.
space for. They had it there down to the nines.
Yeah.
But again, the prices are fucking nuts.
Nuts. But that's the problem because the labour costing so much money. A container now is costing probably 4 or 5 grand, you know?
Yeah. And then just getting it.
Getting it, then you must
Insulation.
insulate it, clad it, you must put on your pad of foundation for it, you must get it all put together and the whole lot.
Yeah, it's the only convenience for me was, like I said, €100 to lay a tractor and trailer, pick it up and take it away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like all the effort you've put in. If you did a block of mortar, it'd be like you have to leave it behind, and you're like, fuck, I have to do this all over again.
Yeah.
Whereas now you could bring this to a new place and you could actually build a thing onto it.
Yeah.
Like with block of mortar, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? That'd be a cool little storeroom
Yeah.
for the next place.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, initially I was like, I'm not going to get
But
it.
that gives you the open mind as take off the blinkers and open
Yeah.
up the mind to what you can do.
Exactly.
You can build houses out of containers, you can build football stadiums out of containers,
Yep.
you can build hospitals out of containers, you can build hotels out of containers.
It's just,
It
imagination is the only limit. Like.
Yes, imagination is the limit.
So, and what about the log cabins? I see a few of them now are popping up in Ireland. It's becoming a bit of a, well, before the whole COVID thing anyway.
Yeah.
There's one out there in where the brother David is living. What is it? Castle Islands, I think. But they're kind of dotted all around the country.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of them? Where you just come up with, you might find a design that they have on their menu, if you will.
You have an India, they have a set like they're
You make
I'd
a
say
few alterations, maybe.
the IKEA of
of houses.
kind of idea, and that you have your shape, your 3-bed, 2-bed, whatever,
Yeah.
and off you go, and that's it.
What do you think of them?
I think they're cool.
I think they're well cool, aren't they?
Yeah, cool.
But I'd like, I want stone. I want stone somewhere.
You can clad outside with stone.
I don't know. Some of them look, there's one there, it's been there forever and a day, up in Corran Hill,
Yeah.
in Fermoy, and it looks savage. What I liked mostly about it was the window sizes.
Yeah.
In all of them, you've unbelievable daylight going in there,
Yes.
and you've those very high ceilings. I love that.
Are they still the same? Are they still the natural colour, or are they painted white, or what?
No, I think they were not. The one up there anyway was natural.
Yeah.
It looked natural as hell, but it looked delicious. I was, be always, you know, when you be cycling up there as a kid,
Yeah.
I'd love to have a house like that. It looks so, because you have, it's basically not too far of a leap to say outside is inside, inside is the outside. You know what I mean? And that's, I like that.
And like you're surrounded totally with timber.
Yeah.
Totally nothing
Timber,
else.
glass, and stone. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Which is what your place will look.
Yeah.
When it's your place is going to be savage when it's finished. Fucking savage. Like. It's just the getting there is the basket.
Yes. It takes time to get there.
Yeah, but the way you're doing it as well. I mean, I don't know how you. Well, I suppose I can understand how you'd still be motivated because it's your house. It's going to be your place. But Jesus Christ, how many hats do you actually wear?
Well, it's like this. Imagination doesn't come.
You must get up some days and just be on autopilot because the lack of sleep.
But like, like the house, it is different. That the house we're both working at.
Yes.
Like, I got that ideas from the commercial side of things, hotels.
Yeah, but that's a good thing to mix and match.
Mix and match.
Yeah.
But like when you look from the outside, it's gonna be like a normal house.
I know it won't.
It will.
No, it won't. When it's finished.
From the road, looking at it, all you have is your 4 windows in front, your porch and your roof. Looking from the road.
I don't know, man. You can get a glance of like the gable sides from the
But, yeah,
road.
but if you don't,
That's enough.
If you don't see the gable sides, looking straight on at the house.
Yeah.
It's like normal
You think
remote
that's a big
house.
fucking roof of that house.
Yeah.
That's what you would think from the
Yeah.
road. But when you get a snippet of the gables at
Yes.
the corner, it's like,
Yeah,
fuck, that looks interesting.
yeah.
Because it's gonna look so interesting.
I like the floor, like when you're standing inside the ground floor, you can actually see the window the whole way up to the roof.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
can see the whole roof everywhere.
No, there's nothing you can. I just want to see it finished
Mm-hmm.
at this stage. But even from day one, when I got out, just pulled in around, I just saw it was, this is huge.
It's only a 2-bed.
But it's huge. You know, when I put my first stone, now I got the biggest stone I could find that morning. I was right. He's a lovely corner, and then I put another, maybe 1/2 the
Yeah.
size, and then I stood back and I looked at the scale of everything and looked at little pebbles that I just put down. And I went, fuck, this is gonna take forever and a day. Even like just doing it, but I'd say I couldn't bring it. I wouldn't be able to do that with an honest stone mason.
To be very hard to do because you can see the whole stone from everywhere, and every
But I mean,
every stonemason has their own style.
Yeah, yeah. And I just wanted, like, not control freak, probably control an element.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm thinking, like, I don't know, it's just when I step down and I have to walk away every now and then and have
Yeah.
a cigarette and look at it. Because, like I said, when you're up on the scaffold, especially, you're too close to
Your
it and you're
blinker-
not too
your blin-
sure.
Your blinkers are on.
But when you get down and you're looking at it, I've this thing now where say this is the area I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down here and I'm looking, I'm going over there, I'm going over there, then I have to go over here and look away for a while, and then I'll walk back and just walk around and let it hit you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then straight away if something's screaming at alright, I have to fix that.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, fuck, I did all that, that looks I love it. And then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Keep going, but, and I'm not great up in scaffold, I don't move as agile as I would on the ground,
Yeah.
the heights, but it is yummy.
Mm.
Even just put the steel over the window there on Friday, right?
Yeah.
And I like to do my little valleys, like I'll have my pyramids,
Yeah.
we'll say, and then I fill in the middle, and I have my other pyramid, and it's just a nice progress way, because you can go a metre high or whatever, and
Yeah.
then over there, go maybe 3 metres, and then another metre high, and then in your head it's a game, it's like, can I fill that today?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
off you go. But it's just when the height started to start, even with the corner where I had to take that inside out for the steel, just even a foot.
Makes
When it
a lot
goes
of
up a foot, you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
The difference is unbelievable, and I love that. But do you see, with either the evening light, the way it'll hit the wall, the shadows?
The shadows.
Oh man,
it
I
reflects,
love
it
that.
reflects off it as well.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It does, yeah. I like the big windows.
You won't need a TV in that house.
The big windows will make an awful lot of light in there to hit the walls.
Yeah. No, it's going to be savage. You're going to need some serious blinds for those windows.
No, we might go down the route of the film that goes on the window.
Ah, yeah.
Press the button and she just blacks out.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah, you can put that on afterwards. So if during the day you can actually
Yeah,
some
yeah,
windows,
yeah.
leave the bottom of the thing open and the rest of the lane is blacked out and off you go.
I just don't want to be there when those windows go in. There's huge.
But they're coming in sections.
I know that, but it's still like, it's like, I just don't want to be there. I'll be in the studio today, working on my paintings.
But like, as I say, like the staircase now, we up down the stone wall.
Yeah.
It just coming out of it. It just, as I say, makes the thing look differently.
Oh, but space-wise, it's way better.
Yeah.
Then you coming in through the porch and
Having the stairs in front of you.
cutting the whole house
Yeah.
in half, basically. It's just, you know, you can imagine now a potted plant underneath that.
Yeah.
It'll look lovely. It's just the whole space is just better, I think, that way. But sometimes I think I know where you're going, and then I come in the next day and you're like, so are you happy? And I was, yeah, I suppose I'm here. I'm going to go over there. And as well, no, we're going over here now. We're going to put a bit of steel over there. Maybe you could just go. What? What the fuck? There's a door where? But I thought the stairs. No, the stairs are here now. And
But that's the involvement.
I tell you, enveloping that stairs in stone was literally a headache. I think 3 times I cut my head on the steel steps. Fuck, I was like.
That's why it evolves. Like that, if there were 10 people on that project,
Yeah.
these things would involve.
No, they'd be too far ahead by the time you get back to check progress. It's like, fuck, you finished? I don't like it.
Yeah.
Take it down. But it's. I'm going to try when I'm trying my editing skills. I'll try to put maybe that photo from that video on the Barcelona page. That got a lot of people liking that one. But it is nice. One of my friends thought it was actually, because he'd say he was tired when he was watching it, but at the end of it I come back to the big wall and it goes up just to give you
perspective.
And he thought it was a patio. It was such a mess. It's like, no, that's a wall, man. But no, it's cool. I like it. But back to your drawings, like you know that guy who's on RTE. What's
Dermot Bannon.
Dermot Bannon, the Selfie King of Ireland.
Yeah. The what?
The Selfie King of Ireland.
Yeah, right.
What do you think of his what he shows on that show?
He's very open-minded about things.
Yeah.
Because it's like he goes with a vision with glass, trying to get much light into the buildings.
Yeah.
It's like all of us. Budget is a catch with everybody.
Yeah, him and the budget. That seems to be the main conversation.
But that's the problem. You see, you will do change along the way. You have to have your certain amount of budget. We'll just say 200,000.
Yeah.
You have to have your reserve maybe of 20,000 because in a client and everybody along the way, there's going to be changes.
Oh, and fuck ups.
Yeah. There's something wrong here, something like we've changed this, do that. You have to have that contingency plan of so much money.
Yeah.
But sometimes, as I say, when you're planning your thing, the problem is nowadays is inflation a whole lot. You can't do it within budget because, okay, my budget is 200,000. Okay, by the time this gets to building, I must go back to 150,000 now of a kind of square footage, or maybe 130,000. By the time it goes through planning and gets through to building, that's going to be over 200,000.
Why is planning so fucking long?
Planning so long because there is a segment to it, and there's a kind of a chain of command through it. Putting your planning, then you must wait for your objections and everything like that, for everybody to put in objections.
Now for objections to be had, shouldn't you have something on the gate? Like a notice?
Yeah.
Right.
You have to notice the whole lot up. Then from there onwards, then they must have time to come out and investigate the site.
Right.
Read through the objections, make their decision. Then you have time to appeal their decision, or else they ask for further information.
Right.
That's another 6 months further information. That's a little time.
Jesus.
No. You have 6 months then to reply back to them. Okay. If you don't reply back within the 6 months, it's basically invalid. Cancel that. Bye-bye.
Reply kind of.
Reply.
Scratch.
Yeah. If you do apply in, they have 4 weeks then to reply back to you.
Right.
If they want further more information or not, or they'll give you a decision. When all that's gone through, then you get your private client permission. You must wait another 4 weeks then before you can commence the notice in case anybody puts in an objection against it.
So what stage do you, the guy who's building the house, put your notice on the gate of the property?
Very start.
Once you get your planning?
No, before you get your planning. For your planning you must put up a notice.
And where do you get the notice?
We give the architects give it to you, the design team gives it to you, in the whole lot.
Jesus.
But you must agree on your drawings, sign off on your drawings, do everything like that first before you can do that.
Yeah. It's a long process. It's like when I was telling you earlier on about if I get an idea for the canvas,
Yes.
about painting.
Yes.
If I was to go about through all that shit, I wouldn't paint ever again.
But there's some people they're going for 3 years of planning. They're being
Oh.
refused, they must move the site. I know people who had planning permission not, but they had to move the house 3 feet
That's see why?
because of archaeology,
Oh, fuck off.
and they had to go back in to say that there's going to be no. The council asked them to move it, but people around them had to put in a that they weren't too close to them, so they had to put in the paper and everything to say that
Well,
they're moving it.
How the hell so if planning is so, like so
Yeah.
to the detail? How come so many places were built on floodplains? Did no one have planning ever say, wait a minute, this is a floodplain?
That was years back. That's 20, 30 years ago. Isn't
So
it?
learn from our lesson kind of thing, is it?
Yeah.
Fucking right. What those poor people.
Yeah.
Because you show up for a house that's for sale. The last thing they're not going to show you on a flooded day, are they? They're going to
Oh,
show
no.
you in the picture
Oh, yeah.
perfect summertime.
But like-
Lovely house.
You could turn up in a day, just say to buy this place,
Yeah.
and buy out a butter. Site here, perfect. And after you buying it, or your sister going through all the legal documents, you find out there's a burden on it of a lease. So you have to get rid of that burden first. It could be a long-term lease here for maybe 100 years.
What do you mean? Who's leasing it like?
Will
Surely that's on the part of who's selling it. Whatever. To make sure that's all done and dusted before.
No, you can actually buy property now with an okay from the tenant to build your house on it, but you have to be a cash buyer and a cash builder. The bank won't,
Finance it like.
because it's a burden.
It's very fucking complicated
But
very
it's
fast.
fierce complicated, and it can get fierce complicated, fierce fast.
There's a lot to be said for caravans.
But you need time for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure, it's mobile, like.
But you sit there for, it'll have the space for certain amount of time. You have to keep it, you cannot leave your car.
So we're moving. There we moved. Across
If
the
you're
road.
building a house, you're okay.
I don't know, it's very. The last 12 months have been nothing but a fucking headache. Like. Just even thinking about it. So, it has to be done. It has to be done.
But
So-
at least, the way that things people are talking, the country's slowing down. Things will get cheaper.
Yeah,
A lot cheaper.
as long as the work doesn't slow down.
With the project that you're on at the moment, there's probably another 12 months in this, isn't there?
Easily.
Yeah.
Especially the way you fucking carry on. Easily. There's a lot of, even aside from my part in it, there's still a lot to be done there, isn't there?
An awful lot to come from.
Fucking hell. Even outside of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, where's the actual entrance to that?
Property.
Yeah.
You know,
The
gate-
final
the final
for,
part. Yeah.
for you to get to that house.
You could be in the main gate,
Yeah.
up the passageway,
Yeah.
around the top,
Right.
over and down through the quarry. Me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
That was always been the entrance.
Why? It's very fucking stupid.
Not
I mean, I'm going home. I see it. It's there, but I have to go all the way up there.
Yeah, but
Why?
see, you're going to plant in the whole quarry. And landscape it.
You filling it in.
No. Landscape it. And put a water feature and things like that.
The drawings.
No, that's the landscaper's job.
But surely they have drawings, wouldn't they?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
like, an idea that what they
on a
want to
napkin.
do. Yeah, a sketch of what they want to do.
That's how I would be inclined, because we went down and looked at the site, and I loved it. I knew I was in trouble the minute I walked in there. I was like, fuck, this is awesome. And there's a lot of other things, like, the way that no one can build anywhere around it.
Yeah.
Ever. Which is kind of nice. And the way that building is there, even though it's only there's.
You could use that building as an art studio.
Yes, but the whole problem with that, what fucked that up was, see, Well, so you come in the gate.
Yeah.
There's your.
That's your building here.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
I was under the impression for the field access for Danjo, he would come in the gate, and that would make perfect sense. We'd have a nice little wall laneway here, and a gate then into where we would be, and happy days. But now, because he's coming straight down the road, let's go in and straight in this way.
You must knock.
So
Drive that there. That
you
there.
go through the first door,
That's
gone. As far as the first door. So that's gone. So that's not what the fuck to you.
Yeah.
So in my head I was thinking, that's true south, going down that way. So I was thinking, okay, if we take it, the idea of it, a modern version of it, put it there, and then have like a little T coming off it. That way then you have like a kitchen area here where you can have a patio which is protected privacy-wise from the neighbour by this end of the building.
Yeah.
And then you have all that beautiful wide open space.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes on for miles, and it looks so beautiful.
Well, you could do another way around it now. This building here is actually at an angle like this.
Very slight, I'd say.
Yeah, let's put an angle like that. And you're actually going to, your neighbour's house is there.
Yeah.
So above here, you would actually have total privacy anyway.
Yeah.
Listen it?
Yeah.
Rather than you going down here with your tea like this,
Yeah.
okay, bring your tea up here and have a nice area back here that you're total private.
Yeah, but then it's the sunlight is going to be coming
No,
all day.
but
You won't get the benefit of that till the evening.
When are you at home?
But I'm starting to take weekends off now, so I can do work at home.
Yeah. But most times when you sit out there,
And since I said that, I haven't had a fucking weekend off, only for the rain this weekend. But
when
it's
you sit out and barbecues, everything like that, around 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening, 5 o'clock in the evening.
yeah.
That's when you sit
If
out.
anything, I would have the tea further back, so more of the house will get more of the natural sunlight into it,
Yeah.
and it would be minimum on this side.
Yeah.
Maybe just that porch or something.
Mm-hmm.
That way, then it's. Do
But
you know what I mean?
you're in below here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think. See, we could come in then, and we could just go park there or whatever, and you can walk either in here or something, or if you wish, you could come in there. These were just the initial things.
Yeah. But now you're not getting no light in here until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Why not?
Because if this light comes up first here,
But you're going at the angle, but on the
unless you want to knock that building totally,
that has to be knocked.
and go that way,
It has
Or
to be
if-
knocked and moved.
or else leave it there and bring your house out a small bit. This here is a
I can't leave it there because it'll be too close to that laneway where all the farm machinery is going to be going, and that'd be just wrecking the fucking
And
head.
then your kitchen area down here now is close to that now as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
So that has to come up here.
yeah. But anyway,
So if that comes up here, you put your bedrooms down here, your kitchen area here, and this is here, terrace balcony area here in front.
it's just the whole True South dictated everything for me in regards to like, and the way that little shed was set up.
Yeah.
Just
Shed.
kind of incorporate.
The only way around the shed is to knock it and use the stone and incorporate it into something.
That's
very
the
nice.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not just that stone. You know, as
Mix
you know,
it.
you can pick up stone.
Yeah.
And you know, I definitely mix it.
Yeah.
But it'd be predominantly that stone.
Yeah.
If there'd be enough. Because I was thinking on this side you just have cladding.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Timber.
Yeah.
It's, shiplap. Slate roof, or do you want to go glass roof? Not going mad about things,
No.
or do you want to go to metal roof?
Don't know actually. I didn't think because I was looking at it, watching all those.
See, this is where the architecture part of it now. I asked all the questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm trying to get into your head to see what do you
That's the
actually,
luck.
what do you actually like? Or what have you seen that? Oh, fuck, I like
I've
that.
seen is shingles. No,
Shingles, yeah. Timber
they
shingles.
look way cool.
They look cool, but you must make a massive maintenance now.
See, I want zero maintenance.
Yes.
Slate roof.
Slate roof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's all down to budget then, isn't it? I mean, natural slate, unless you get some fucking salvage slate, but can you use
Or you
that?
could own natural slate for cheap enough money. Maybe a small bit dearer than
Because
normal
I
slate.
prefer natural.
Yeah. Like the house we're working on now, that's natural slate.
Yeah.
That's 10 mil thick kind of slate.
I know, yeah, I'm smashing it up
Yeah.
for my levels.
So, this way you are, if your entrance is here, bring this up back to here now, just say, put your T your house. Your entrance here, you can actually have a small canopy over this here where you park your car. Go in your front door, and you've got the whole, your kind of living room, snug, dining kitchen, and you're snug over here watching everything going on.
But then this place is in shadow.
This is in shadow.
So I want to limit or eliminate shadow.
You can't eliminate shadow.
See, if that's why I was
See,
thinking.
this house here is a two-story house. You can bring this in and put your bedrooms upstairs.
You were saying something about that, like a dormer job.
Yes, yeah. It's cheaper built.
I like that idea. Cheap is good. Boy,
That gives
within
you,
reason.
yeah, that gives you an office down here for yourself or an art studio if you wanted it.
Well, I'm going to have that now separate to the house, but in such a way that it's like, could be this guy, could be
Yeah.
right, like a big garage
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
with an upstairs.
But down here at the bottom, you could actually have it at the further way of the house that you can actually enter in from the back of the house or enter it in from the inside the house.
Yeah, that would work for me.
Yeah, okay. You could have a playroom here for the two boys.
They have the fields.
Well, they need somewhere for their toys and the whole lot.
The fields.
You have a downstairs bathroom, you have your kitchen here, your utility down along here. So this will be your back of your house and this will be your front of your house. Technically. For your cars coming in.
Yeah.
And you probably have a spare bedroom down here because you nearly always have a bedroom on the ground floor just in case anything
Yeah.
like that. And work that way. Upstairs, if that was there like that, you could put your main bedroom in here, that you have the best view for yourself,
Yeah.
and the two kids' bedrooms down there at the back.
Yeah. And a guest bedroom.
You have a guest bedroom down here, same on the ground floor.
Right. And then the garage would be.
Whatever you want. You want it part of the house, or you can have it.
Because I was thinking, you know, like I said, all down that way south is.
Yeah. Put the garage there
Yeah. That would work.
on the back of the house. That
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can.
But closest to the entrance nearly, that kind of way.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
John
true,
Joe's Lane.
John Doe's Lane, we'll just bring this up now a small bit. So, John Doe's Lane, put the garage full length there, so you have a good length for garage there if you want that further. And you can art studios alongside it if you want to work on it from there, or use this
So the garage would be the art
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it mean it want to be 4 times the size of this thing? Because I would partition a section off for
You-
doing podcasts and stuff.
You could put it upstairs in it, because you have it upstairs in the house and all.
Yeah, yeah.
And that you have your broadcast upstairs, kind of a nice
Yeah, yeah.
rustic idea, kind of upstairs. And
Well, it'd be basically just bring this to that.
well, no, yeah, but like you could have it done away such a way your table's down, you have a nice backdrop
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that you don't have to be changing your mind yet or anything like that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Or you have a little window there at the back, a Velux window or something like that, that you could open up and you have the view, the massive view in the background and the whole lot.
Yeah. No, I don't know about the garage having Velux because I mean I'm fucking not crazy about them in the first place, but yeah, 'cause how I, in my ignorance, imagined it all being step 1, get the planning sorted.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2, make sure Don's happy with
Mhm.
the shape of the site
Yeah.
that we're taking. Then step 3, foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Then the block work out of the way, and then the brother Dave was scaring the shit out of him, saying, "Oh no! You have to have money for X, Y, and Z all at the same time."
Well, your foundation will cost you about 30k,
Right,
give or take roughly. Your brother's a lot there.
Graham, yeah.
Graham.
Well, he's volunteered his rates.
That's what I was going to say. His rate is going to probably, including the block, probably 3.
I mean, there'd be a little bit of like, how'd you say? You wouldn't be at the door with a hurry, but
yes, but you have to pay it.
you don't want to bring him on until you've the money. That's
Yes.
how I like to work. I don't want you there unless I have your money ready for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why that's the way it is.
The block work probably will cost you probably 15 grand.
Yeah.
If it's about 5,000 blocks for 3 years block, give or take.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you're on 45 grand now.
Yeah.
Then you've your windows, your roof is going to cost you another probably 20 or 30,000 at least.
For materials.
Materials and labour.
Well, myself and the brother will be doing that. David. He's a carpenter.
Alright, but he'll have to be paid. Some few quid.
Coffee.
And whiskey.
No, of course he will, but it's like, you know, they're not going to rape you. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. But like, that's going to be, there's going to be definitely 100,000 gone there.
But it's still okay when you consider, like, you know, like I said,
Yeah.
the boys aren't going to
Yeah.
rip you off.
Yeah.
I mean, their family, I'll bury them in the fucking site.
But that's the idea of it.
Yeah. But then we've the luxury where we're not under savage pressure time-wise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you
Like
don't want to
to
get
start.
you don't want to sit in that too comfortably either.
Yeah.
You want to say, look, it'd be nice. This is the end day,
Mhm.
moving end day kind of thing. So, but it can maybe double your time
What's the double your time because
because you can earn as you go,
Yeah.
and pay as you go,
yeah,
which is a luxury really.
yeah,
Well, the fucking. But look, it could all fall. Like she keeps reminding me of reality. So fuck it, if that's where you're gonna put your mind, you're gonna go nowhere.
yes,
You gotta go outside and fly.
Yeah.
And if you fall, fuck it.
fast.
Sure,
Get
try-
back up again and up
Learn
and
from it, move on.
Yeah,
And that's.
put on bigger wings or whatever. The reason
I
why
mean,
you
it
get down.
John, you fucking. I was always messing with him like, John, just send me the fucking house. You don't need this stress.
Yeah,
So we figure something out. It's not like I'm going anywhere. And he's attached to it. I mean, he built it. It was meant to be for him for when they got married. This is going to be the thing.
yeah,
Then life happens, and now
Yeah.
they're elsewhere. So he's got that emotional connection, I suppose. But when he told me down there, then I was like, great, some fucking dive, and I just the minute you just look in there, you're like, I don't know, I love it.
yeah.
And I hated that. I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah,
Because there's another side over the road that'd be cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not much further away from where we're living.
but the view.
The view is not the same at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't even find a fucking site over there. And the
Yeah.
road too, it isn't, not that the road down there, but it's straight at least. And I know the people in the area, and I talk to them when I see them, and they're lovely. And it's just, it's more like community.
Yeah,
You know, I like it. But the site itself is there's something about it. The lay of the land.
yeah. It's a level site basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we look over along the site, the ground is just disappearing down, but there still is a view of the sky.
Yeah, but there's, I don't know. I was trying to figure out where, if I was to sit on a patio, and in front of the kitchen or whatever, where would be the best place to put a 2-meter inner diameter moon gate
Not Lungis, yeah.
that would frame
That
the
view.
thing perfectly? So that's all that came into my mind when I was there.
But you won't have to do that until the house is.
Of course, yeah, that's my. But that's me. I'm just like
Yeah.
write that down because I don't want. That's a good one. I want that. But it'd be mad because the stone would be about a foot,
Mm-hmm.
and then the inside diameter is 2 meters.
Yeah.
But I have to do it in such a way where you can walk. You're not stepping into it.
You're walking through it.
Yeah. So you have to build underground kind of
You-
by a
you-
foot.
So your ground,
Your foundation, you go down a foot, then you go down some more, build your foundation. Because you'll have a little, see, in my head I have it like this. There's your moon gate, right? And then you've a wall coming off it, and that's a bigger circle.
right, yeah.
But there's an opening here with no gate or fuck all.
Yeah.
And then this is the,
This kind of the garden site here. Kind
yeah,
of.
yeah. Or a sit down area,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Put some wildflowers in there. Be savage. A chill out zone. Because with my kids, I need all to chill out and get them. They're fucking mad. I kill them this morning. Do you want to have a coffee break?